like you talked about how much work goes into the empanadas, and I can't even imagine how much work has gone into creating this business and making deliveries every morning, and then, you know, moving into a storefront and trying to deal with all the red tape and the legalistics and everything that goes along with that. Bottom line, you've put in a lot of work. Hey there, Omaha. Welcome into another episode of Restaurant Hoppen. I'm your host, Dan Hoppen, and I got so excited probably about this time about a year ago at my church. All of a sudden, I started seeing some stuff that there was this pop-up going on in our church kitchen. We have a big church kitchen there, and it was highlighting Chilean empanadas, and there were just these amazing smells that were coming out of the kitchen. And then I got the opportunity to try a couple of them, and I was just like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. And this business, it's something that's been around for a little over 2 years. It's called Las Chilenas. It has just grown. It's grown. It grew out of the King of Kings kitchen, recently opened a brick and mortar. So exciting. And I've got one of the owners and the creators here today, Zarina Boardman. Zarina, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm so happy you considered us for being here and talk a little bit about our business.
Absolutely. I love your product and I love what you put out because it's delicious, but I also love your story and I definitely want to get into that. But I want to start off just talking about what a Chilean empanada is, because I think a lot of people might have had empanadas, but they're probably more of the Mexican variety or the deep fried variety. What's a Chilean empanada? What makes it different?
The Chilean empanada is, we have fried empanadas also and baked empanadas, like on the oven.
Mm-hmm.
Or coffee shop, we do the baked ones, like put it on the oven and all that stuff. But the special thing of the Chilean empanadas is like the dough. The dough is completely different from Argentina, Colombia, Venezuela, Mexican, and also the filler. Our traditional empanada is like the meat one. It's kind of like a ground beef with minced meat, seasoning in a special way, have olive and egg. So sometimes the people, when they open it, they find like this little surprise inside of the empanada, and they get, they get like excited to try it. But that is the special thing of the meat, the traditional beef empanada, the Chilean one.
So you say the dough is different than empanadas from all these other countries. How so?
It's because it's very thin. It's thin and light dough. And also it's not sweet. We use like a wheat flour. But it's the flavor. The flavor is so different. I'm going to try different empanadas, and obviously my country, I can say, is the best one. Just because of the dough. I love it.
And you're making all the dough yourself, which I think is just incredible for how many empanadas you sell. Where did you get your dough recipe from? And like, how did you tweak it? How did you refine it to finally come to the point where you're like, yes, this is the perfect dough recipe for my business?
Yeah, you can find the recipe actually on Google. You can find it on Google, but the way how you treat the dough and everything when you came to mix it up, it's where we doing different. My sister, Deborah, she is the chef. I hope she can be here today, but she cannot. She have like the chef seasoning, the chef love, and I just watch her, how she do it. I just eat. I'm so good for eat. But she mixed everything, and you have to put a little bit of this, a little bit of that. If you put too much, you mess. Yeah, you have to be very exactly how the amount of the ingredients.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we talk a lot on this show about the difference between baking and creating savory foods, but what you guys are doing is kind of both. Like, if you screw up that dough, when you put it in the oven, there's no going back. I mean, it's in there, and it's either going to come out right, or you're going to have to throw that batch away and completely remake it. So, yeah you got to make sure, like, baking is a science, and you got to make sure that dough is absolutely on point when it goes in the oven.
Yeah, it's a science, the way you say. It's like my sister always say, you need to be specific on the recipes. You cannot add it a little bit of your heart because you want to add it some. No, you need to follow, exactly. Otherwise, you're going to mess with the recipe or whatever you're doing. The same thing with the fillers. You cannot add too much of this or too much of that because you're going to mess, and it's not going to be like the Chilean empanadas. We added certain specific ingredients, seasoning. But my sister, she is like the person who do the magic in the kitchen and make this amazing product for us, for our business.
Sometimes you just got to get out of the way and let the chef do her thing.
Oh,
you can't ask too many questions. You just say, you know what, you're making magic. I'm just going to let you do it.
Yeah, I'm just stand up there, watch her. I'm the other part of the business. I'm more like administrate, be in contact with people, send emails, try to do the all logistic things. But she is like the strong thing of the business, like the product.
And what is it like working so closely with your sister? Have you guys always been really close, or has this brought you closer together?
Well, I came to this country when I was 18 years old. She stayed in Chile so I not saw her for like 17 years.
Oh, wow.
16 years. So we like know each other again, because it's too many years that we not see it. Obviously, we talk and all that stuff in the middle, but like, the convivence, like how you say when when you start talking with other people again.
Reconnected. Yes.
Exactly. You say the word. Reconnected, and we've been doing great. I mean, when we start with this business, we make very clear and separate the things. We are sisters, but also we are partners. And we cannot cross the line between that, because if you search how create a business or whatever, they recommend don't do it with family because, you can have a lot of disagreement and all that stuff. But we've been managed that very, very well. That surprised me. I mean, we can have disagreement, but that's not going to affect our family relationship. Whatever happened in the kitchen, stay in the kitchen. Out of the kitchen, we are a family again. So that connection that we have now, and be like mature enough to make the business, put the business first over our disagreement, that make us, at this point, I feel very successful with that.
So how long was Deborah, how long between when she moved to the United States to when you guys started Las Chilenas? What was the time difference in between there?
She came like 2-3 years ago.
So you guys started pretty quickly after she got here.
Yes, because previously of that, my mom, she makes some empanadas. She's very good cooker too. My mom have amazing seasoning. And we share with friends in Fremont, Nebraska, and they love it. And it's like, they always say it's nothing like this in here in Omaha. It's nothing like this in Fremont. And, that keep in my mind, and like, okay, I think maybe, yes. No, you always have scared to give the next step. So when my sister came over, and she have all the same thing of my mom, because it's a lot of work. Making empanadas is like, if you talk with whatever Chilean, they say, I prefer to buy it than make it, because it's a lot of work, take hours to make empanadas. And we talk in the basement of my mom's house and say, hey, why we not start a business? But how? What are we going to make? Empanadas. And that day in the basement of my mom, we, shake our hands and say, okay, let's start a business, empanadas. And we start in the basement of my mom's house in Fremont. We start, and we travel from Omaha like every day, do the deliveries for people, and that's how Las Chilenas and the frame time was very, very quick after she came here.
So, yeah, that was in March of 2023 when you guys launched the business. And like you just mentioned, you're in a storefront now, but you started off, just making them and then doing deliveries to people's homes.
Yeah.
Did you guys immediately know that, like, empanadas were the thing? Or, because, like, obviously there's a lot of great Chilean food out there. It's not just empanadas, but this was... And you guys offer a couple things in the restaurant now that we're going to talk about more, but empanadas are the core of your business. What made you really stand behind that and say the empanada, that is what we're going to make this business about?
Because every people, when they go to South America or Chile, in specific Chile, the first thing they eat or try is an empanada. Yeah. Because the empanada is kind of like it's not comparison, but it's kind of like, when you go to McDonald's and grab a burger, it's kind of like that. Yeah. You go to a cafe, grab empanada, and keep your way. Keep walking, whatever, grab it for work. Lunch is easy to grab. It's easy to get it and go. You don't have to necessarily be sitting there and eat it. And we didn't even use a silverware. With the hands. So it's very, like, comfortable to... grab it, and also you feel it, you're hungry, so it's complete, and it's healthy too, because it's not like how I can say, it's not trash food, it's like homemade food. So that's why I say, okay, the empanada is
just the perfect way to go.
Perfect, yeah. And yeah, what I say, the people, when they go to Chile and we bring them here, we have a bunch of different stories on the cafe when they came and say, I went to Chile and I tried the empanadas and I'm so happy you're here. And that makes us like, we made it. We take the right decision to start it with empanadas and not with something else. We added now more to our menu, more Chilean things. Like sandwiches, there is not like common in here, but the empanadas is our number one things that we're selling in our store.
So you talked a little bit, and we'll try and pull back the curtain a little bit more, but like you talked about how much work goes into the empanadas, and I can't even imagine how much work has gone into creating this business and making deliveries every morning and then, moving into a storefront and trying to deal with all the red tape and the legalistics and everything that goes along with that. Bottom line, you've put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
You and your sister for this business. When someone tells you, I've been to Chile, or I'm from Chile, and this empanada is exactly what I remember, or this takes me home, like, is that what keeps you, like, driving forward through all the hard stuff? It's just like, yes, we are doing something important here.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, when you hear that things from people, they never go back to Chile and they stay here and they try the empanadas again and they say, thank you so much to bring our food in here. It's like, we feel proud of our products because we know it's high quality and we know we make the same empanada. If you eat the empanada here and you go to Chile, it's the same flavor. So you're not going to, it's not the same. It's the same flavor.
And how important is that for you? Like, you found a way to, because yes, it's great to give people who've been to Chile or are from Chile a taste of home. But then there are people like me. I've never been to Chile, and I don't know. I hope I get to go to Chile someday, but I don't know if that opportunity will ever come. You are like giving me a taste of your culture and of your background where you grew up. I might never experience what a Chilean empanada is like except for your business. How important is that for you that this food is like an expression of your culture and your way of introducing people to something new?
Well, it's everything. I mean, we represent our country in here. So what else we can do better than this? You talk when you meet a person and you say, hey, let's go to eat something. Whatever restaurant you go, you represent your country or your culture with the food. So, and if you have the opportunity to go to Chile, you're going to notice. You're going to say, oh, in Omaha, Nebraska, I have a little bit of piece of Chile in there. So it's amazing. We feel very, very grateful and like that we made it. We made it. We have a little bit of Chile in here for those people that can now go back to there, or they went through and they, return to United States and they can try and still follow the food.
Now, you mentioned that kind of the signature, the standard empanada is ground beef, and then it's got obviously tremendous seasonings, but also egg and olive inside of it. And you said, people will bite into it or cut into it and they'll be kind of surprised. Do you know, like, what's the origin behind that? Why is there an egg inside of an empanada? Or is that just how it's always been?
I know it's always been like that. My sister know a little bit more of the history of that, but since born, I know the empanadas, we eat it like that. It's a little bit of a story, obviously, why they put an egg and olive, but I can tell you which is the real story of. But yeah, I know a long time ago, the Spain people, when they came to take our country, they bring those kind of things, and they start, trying and mixing and adding, and that's how the empanadas come up.
I still remember the first time that we got the beef empanada, and cutting into that and being like, there's an egg in here. That's kind of different. But it was like it's something I never would have thought about putting in there. But then it was like, wow, this just works. I'm not going to ask any questions. I'm just going to eat this and love it. You
notice the mix between the olive egg and the meat, and also the season is like perfect. It's not like, I don't know why they add. Well, some people don't like olive and they take it out, but most of the people is like, wow, all this flavor mix it up. It's actually very good.
That's just one of the offerings that you guys have, though, and it was kind of fun going back through your social media because, like, you would over the last couple of years, you've slowly rolled out more and more empanadas. First, there was just the beef, then the chicken came in, then the shrimp came in, then the veggie came in, and now you've got corn. You've got a breakfast one, which is fantastic. Might be my favorite. I don't know. It's up there. How like when you guys are coming up with new fillings for empanadas, what inspires you? How do you decide what goes on the menu?
We know we have a very strict public, like customers, and you always want to surprise them with something like special and new and innovate and fillers. So we sit with my sister and like, okay, what else do people like here in United States? What else they eat? They are vegetarian. Okay, we need some vegetarian empanadas. Okay, but what about those people don't like mushroom and Spanish and all that stuff? Okay, we have a chicken one. Let's try with the chicken one. And that's how all the empanadas start jump up. And because we also think in the kids, some kids don't like ground beef or meat or whatever, and you have to have the option for them, chicken one or the Neapolitan, they like ham, cheese, tomato, and oregano. So that's how we always think in our customer. We think like them, what else we can bring to them. We sit on the other side of the table or the other side of the desk and see, okay, we are a customer. How we can make us happy. Okay, that way we're going to make our customer happy too.
I love that. bear with me, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing this, but pebre?
Pebre.
Pebre,
Yes.
okay. That's the condiment that comes with Chilean empanadas, kind of like a... This isn't completely accurate, but just to give people a frame of reference, similar to a salsa, kind of like a pico de gallo type of condiment. You guys had a social media post that said every family in Chile has their recipe for pebre. First of all, what is it about pebre that kind of like rounds out the whole empanada experience for people? And what makes your family's recipe unique?
Well, the pebre is like how you can say, it's the cherry of the cake.
The cherry on top, yeah.
The cherry on top of the cake. That give, if the empanada itself is very flavored, the peres give like the plus. Because it's like it's the mix between sour and salty, and it's not that spicy. You can make it more spicy, but we have like a mild one. Like we have Cholula for those people that want more spicy. But it's like the mix of the flavor between lime vinegar, garlic, between salt, the correct amount of salt, lime, pure lime. Like we squeeze the lime. So can you imagine how many lime we squeeze?
Yeah, and that's real lime. That's not lime juice. You guys are cutting limes and squeezing them yourselves.
It's real lime, yes. So all that give like the perfect, when you put it on your empanadas, because we know use fork for it. So we put it in there and all that juice and everything, and you put it and you bite it. It's like, oh gosh, I feel in the heaven. But it's like, if you want a little bit of a story of the pebre, it's like they used it a long time ago for like toothpaste.
What?
Yeah,
to clean their teeth?
To clean their teeth. It's so like, because it's so strong. And they say long time ago, when they eat a pebre, they know it's a Chilean person coming, because you can smell it.
Fair enough. Yeah, that'd be a lot of lime and garlic on somebody's breath.
Exactly. But they used a long time ago, and then over the years, we start adapting to food, or in this case to empanadas. We use pebre for everything, literally for everything. We have like something called like sopaipillas. It's like a fried dough too. It's kind of like a fried bread, but if you add a pebre, it's different flavor. So we add it for everything: soups, for in the empanadas, for sopaipillas, for bread, homemade bread. Chile, wherever you go, they give you a pebre.
Fair enough. I think I'll stick to using toothpaste to clean my teeth.
No.
But I'll put the pebre on everything else, because that stuff is delicious.
Yeah, no, definitely right now you have to use a toothpaste because it's so strong.
So one thing that I love about what you guys have been able to do since you moved into the restaurant is, yes, you've got the empanadas, but you've also got the churrasco Italian sandwich. You've got the completo Italiano, which is like a Chilean hot dog.
Yes.
You've got ham and cheese croissants. You've got different things that you can offer. Now, obviously, Chile is a huge country. You have this whole array of amazing dishes and cuisine there. But you're in a small restaurant. You can't offer everything.
Yeah.
So how do you and your sister, how did you go about picking and choosing a couple things and saying, these are the things from Chile that we love to eat that we want to highlight?
The way you say, it's a bunch of different variety of food in my country, as other country too. But again, the empanada is the number one. The sandwiches, churrasco italiano, the chacarero, the completo. The completo, I can say, is the number two. Everyone eats completo.
And that's a hot dog covered in avocado and mayo.
And mayo, yes. There's the good thing, or the particular thing that we do, is like we make the bread. We make the bread of our sandwiches. We make the bread of the completo. So that gives like a fresh flavor. Like it's not from we not buy it in the store. We made it. We made the mayo. The fresh tomato, we cut it. The avocado, we select the avocados, make the real flavor, the real taste of Chile, because in Chile you go to the for those people sell outside their vegetables or tomatoes or whatever, you can buy it there right away, and we try to do the same thing in here. Obviously the tomato you need to buy it in a store, but we cut it, we select okay, this tomato look red enough for completo or for churrasco italiano or for chacarero. So yeah, we take the time to select all the ingredients for our product.
I find that amazing, and I was actually going to ask you about that. I was like, you guys go to so much work. You make the dough for empanadas, you make your own bread, you make your own mayo. Now I hear you're squeezing your own limes, you're selecting all the fresh fruits and cutting them yourselves. Why go to all that effort? Because you could pretty easily just, buy mayo or buy the bread, and most of your customers would have no idea and they wouldn't know. But I think from hearing what you're saying now, it's because you guys understand you're representing Chile.
Yeah.
You're representing what this food is and what the experience of going to a market and picking out your tomatoes and avocados is. And if you're just mass, buying mayo from the store, that's not an accurate representation of what it's like to eat in Chile. I love that you guys go to that extra effort. That's amazing.
Yeah, well, now we have some extra people that help us, but in the beginning, me and my sister, take hours to make those. So the dolls you can frozen. So that is the easy thing that the empanadas too, because you make a bunch of dolls and you can keep it frozen, and when you take it out, it's fresh.
Yeah.
It's fresh. Because, oh my gosh, it's a lot of work. You have to make the little ones and then squish it with the, I don't know how to say it in English.
Rolling pin?
The rolling things. And you need the perfect size because it can be too big, it can be too small. We have this is the size, and this is the size that we need. So the lady who is helping us right now is otherwise we not be enough to we need to came to the coffee shop at 1 a.m. and start making everything. But yeah, this lady follow, and my sister take weeks to show her the recipe.
Wow. It's that intricate.
Yes. No, my sister, she is very picky on that. She say, if you going to a restaurant and you pay money you want to pay for something make you feel happy.
Right.
Because I don't care to pay $100 for a plate, but I don't want to leave out of there and say, I don't like the food.
You want to get what you're paying for.
Exactly. So that's why we put too much effort in what we make. Because we want the people live there happy. And they happy I spent $5 for empanadas, but then it's amazing. It's not hurt me to pay $5 for empanada.
Right. Well, you guys are doing a good job. So there's one other main component to the menu. You got the empanadas. You've got the sandwiches. You also have desserts.
Yes.
And you got, going back through your social media, you highlight the desserts almost as much as the empanadas. Where does the love for sweets come from? And kind of like we talked about, baking so much different than savory cooking. How did desserts come into this menu as well?
I'm the dessert lady.
You got the sweet tooth?
Yes. I love dessert. Every time when I go to a restaurant, I ask for the dessert first. Because I
really?
say, if I die, I'm going to die happy because I tried the dessert first.
Fair enough, I guess.
No, I love
kind of a
dessert.
morbid way to approach a meal, but
Yeah.
I respect it. Hey, if dessert is where you want to lead off, go for it.
Yes. If I die, I'm going to die happy with the dessert in there. No, for real, every time I go to a restaurant, can you bring me the dessert first before the food? So, yeah, or dessert is kind of typically, you're going to find that in Chile also. The same as empanada. We have the alfajores. It's concrete alfajores. We call it alfajores de maicena. We have the 1,000-layer cake. It's torta de mil hoja. We have the brazo de reina. It's like the queen arm. And we made everything in there too. And we have berlines. We have baked berlines and also fried berlines. And we make everything in there. The cream that we put on the berlines, we made it too. So it is, if you go to Chile, you're going to find a berlin too. And you can grab it and with a coffee and keep your way. It's easy things to keep it and grab it and go. It's not like the hard you have to, I have to spend like 15 minutes on that and, take the time to eat. No, it's easy things that you can grab it and go.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned you were born in Chile. What brought you to Omaha?
What brought me here? My parents.
Yeah?
My parents, my dad is a pastor. So long time ago, Lutheran church bring him to here to start a Hispanic minister. And I was like, how they call it, younger. I was the youngest in my family, the little one, and not married at that time. So they say, okay, you need to come with us. I'm like, okay. I say, okay, why not? That's how we came here. That we came to Colorado first, and then we moved to Fremont, and then Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, you can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know of a lot of places in Omaha that are serving Chilean food. Definitely not ones that are putting in the effort into the authenticity that you guys are. What was it like for you to come here and not be able to have that food and have to like adapt your diet and not be able to get Chilean empanadas?
Oh, yes. I don't know. I think this happened to every immigrant person who came to United States and don't find their food. It's kind of like you have to learn the language, and also you need to adapt yourself to the food of the country you are. So when I came here in Omaha, Nebraska, there is not a place. It's not a Chilean restaurant in here. You can find Mexican. I love Mexican food. You can find Honduras, Guatemala, other countries except Chile. So I'm like, And my sister, when she came here, like she said, why is not a restaurant here, like a Chilean restaurant? Because you can find a small community, Chilean community in here, but none of them like say, I want to make a restaurant. That's how Las Chilenas come up too. But yeah, it's kind of like we can say like proud. We are the first one in Nebraska, the first Chilean restaurant in Nebraska a long time ago. I can say maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago was Chilean bakery. They call it like Empanada House, the Empanada House.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lady with her husband. They have like a small area. They sell empanadas. A lot of those people who buy them there the first time, they came to our cafe and say, we are so happy we have a second, you open again.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we met some of them family. They came to a restaurant and say, my nephew, they have a restaurant long time ago, the Empanada House. I'm like, I can't believe it. How small is the world that you can, those people still like, alive, because it's like an old lady. I think she was 80-something years, and she came and say, my nephew, he have like the Empanada House long time ago. Other guy came and say, I work with them. And I can't believe it, you made it. Like, oh, wow. It's kind of like we have a previous, but they close out. Many years pass, and now we're here and try to, put our country again, our food again, and here in the map, at least in Nebraska.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so take me back to those conversations you had with your sister. I think you even said like the business started in your mom's basement.
Yes.
Like you realize, hey, there's no Chilean food in Nebraska. We can't get our Chilean empanadas here. What if we started a business? What if we did it? Like, who had the idea to start Las Chilenas?
You know what? My sister, she always want to make a coffee shop. And I always want like create something. You know, sometimes you feel like you can do something else. You can do something else. And you have that things that you can do something else. And when we been together, she say, I wanted a coffee shop. And I say, I want to do something else too. So, boom, let's start this business. That's how Las Chilenas start. Like, she is the chef. She bring all the recipes. She put her seasoning and everything. And I start with all the legal process to make this happen. And I can tell you, it's a lot. And we made it like in a record time. Because right away after we shake our hands in the basement, the next weekend we start selling.
Oh my gosh.
The next weekend we start selling. We start with the social media and, you know, you first start with friends. Those friends start telling other ones. And that's how, you know, the snowball start growing. And then behind that, I start asking, because it's our first business. So we never opened a business before. So you have to go in a beach of big things and go everywhere. We take classes. We do some business classes because you cannot just go and boom, a business. No, you need to prepare for that. You need to be able to learn new things to make this have a successful business. So we started doing that. We go every networking
event.
We start going to every pop-ups. We do everything. It was so fun because we carry everything, like the coolers, the tables, the chairs, the warmer and the canopy and everything to go every single event to show up our products. And that's how the people start recognize us, calling us and make order for us. And every single penny that we collect from that, we save it. We save every single penny. We didn't pay at that time ourselves because that is our main things, like save to make something. So that's how we also be able to have a coffee shop now.
Well, going back through your social media, I was so impressed, especially early on, because yes, you guys were doing the online orders and then you would deliver to people's homes, but it was also, hey, come out to this event. We're going to be here this weekend. Hey, we're popping up in this coffee shop. We're popping up here. I mean, you guys were all over the place. And I was just like, man, these sisters really hustled. Like, you guys put in the work, but that's what you have to do to get the word out about your business, right? Because yes, word of mouth with friends and family, that will help, and that will get some customers to order. But in order to get recognized, you really got to put yourself out there and hustle, right?
Oh yeah, we with my sister we had a little bit of everything: marketing, sellers, administrative chef. We have everything right now. But my sister, she worked in a radio a long time ago. So she have a lot of expertise on marketing, social media, and you know the social media now is the boom. So as soon as we start with the business, we start with the page, Facebook page, Instagram page. So that help us and boost a lot. We invest our money to boost our flyers, to boost our, we're going to be here, we're going to be there. And we start creating also data with our customer. So every week I take the time to sit in there for an hour and send a message to all our customers. Hey, we're going to be here. We're going to be there. Take orders. We're taking orders. Place your orders. Bother them to be able to, have our business. But yeah, she created all our posts, my sister. So she sit on there and start creating with Canva. Oh, we need to do this, that. I just watch her and I just, share whatever she is. Oh, share this. Okay, people want to start sharing. But she have the mind because she went, she work in a radio, so she know a lot of those things.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys had a social media post from a couple of years ago, and I think it was you sitting in a chair, and you were like going like this. You were celebrating, and the caption was, "When you send 1,000 emails and one interested person responds."
Yeah.
And it was a humorous post, but also kind of like oh yeah, like it is really hard. Like, how challenging is that, especially when you've got a young business and you guys are doing this and you know you have a great product and you're working super hard and you're really excited, but it's hard to light that spark that will get the fire going and get people interested. How difficult is it to push through that? And what was it that got you through those first couple months, first couple years to, through those tough times?
The first thing, you need to believe in your product. Never give up on your product. If you think and you know your product is good, persist in that. So we create our product. We bring the empanadas here, and we believe it. Me and my sister, we sit in and we imagine us like we're going to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a cafe. And we say it all the time. We're going to. And we believe in our project. We believe in our product. So at that time, when you saw that video in social media, and I was happy because literally I sent more than 100 emails to everyone. I used the, AI to find, shop and whatever, and they give you like a bunch of emails, and you start to send to them emails. Take like hours and be sitting there writing messages and send them and when one person replied to us, I was like, we made it. I was more than happy. We not needed at that time 10 of them reply to us. With one person believe in us. So we are like, and that person is still working with us.
Really? That's amazing.
Yes. They still order every week or empanadas, and they sell it. So, like, that person, we are like, you know what? You are the first one who believe in us, beside us. So we are so grateful with that person, and we are so grateful they still believe in our products. So, and they still order every week. So.
Speaking of people who believed in your products, on August 25th, 2023, you guys were at the Puerto Rico Festival, and you actually sold out of everything.
Yes.
How important were moments like that, especially early on in the business? You talk about having so much rejection, or maybe not even rejection, but just silence, like as you're trying to grow the business. To have an event like that where you can clearly see, yes, what we're doing is right. People like this product. People like us. How important was it to have moments like that to kind of reassure yourselves and give yourselves confidence?
Even if you go into an event and you don't sell out your product, you have to still believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And that event, that was one of the most successful events that we've been. Like, we literally sold out everything. Even the waters that we bring, everything. And we are like, and it's Puerto Rican people. So we are like two different cultures.
Yeah, it's not Chile.
It's not Chile. And they love it. They love our products. I love it. It's here in Omaha, Puerto Rican restaurant. I love their food. They are amazing food. I know the lady, the owner too. So she's amazing. And she treats us with a lot of respect. Even if we are not Puerto Rican, she gave us the opportunity to bring our food. We are new at that moment. Nobody know us. And she believed in us. And she said, okay, come over. Yeah, it's not a problem. She gave a very good spot, too. So And we sold out everything, and we are like, we're doing good. We're doing good. We know it's good. We know our product is good. So we don't give up. We keep working. We keep working. And that's our push up to go to other pop-ups, fest, and other events that we bring our products. But Puerto Rican Fest, that gave us a very good experience. We learn a lot also how you deal with people, because you get experience over that. So we say, okay, we do this wrong. We need to do it better next time. We have this situation. Oh, we missed this. We have to be very prepared for that. So yeah, always a first event give you a lot of experience.
Yeah, we could talk for probably half an hour about how difficult it is to prepare for a pop-up, all the different considerations that have to go into that, how much food you prepare, how much stuff you bring, how you basically create a mini kitchen on site and have to be able to create everything.
It's challenging.
Yeah, so we don't have time to go into all that today, but I respect you so much for doing that because I know how hard it is. I mean, moving through, like you guys did a couple years worth of pop-ups, events. You were able to move into King space, and that gave you a little bit more publicity, but not as much as having the cafe was. But this whole time you've talked about, you've got the cafe in your brains, and you just keep repeating that. We're going to have a cafe. We're going to have a cafe. And then after this would be about a year and a half, on October 8th, 2024, you guys posted a video on social media of the building that you're in now, saying that you were working on a special project. What was that feeling like to finally, even though the cafe wasn't open yet, to finally have the space and be like, this is happening. We're not just saying it, but it's real now. Like it's coming to fruition. What was that like?
Well, I can talk, for me. At that moment, I don't believe it. Like, you have to pinch me. You have to pinch me and feel like it's happening,
This is real,
It's real because I walk through there and you say we need to do this and that, blah, blah, blah. But I'm still like, I can't believe it. We did it. We made it. And it's, I don't know. It's the cherry of the cake too because you work for that. We work a lot for that. It's not like we sit up on the couch and everyone work for us. No, we work for it. We cry for it. We suffer. It's kind of like a baby, when you're in the delivery and then you have to try to make the baby walk and then feeding them. And it's literally like a baby process. Mm-hmm. At some point, the baby is going to walk by themselves. Right now, we're teaching them to walk. So we are in that stage now. But the moment that we sign the contract, we hug each other with my sister and like, we're doing it. I can't believe it. And I told her, I'm not going to believe it until we open the doors to the public. And she's like, yes, I know. And, we cried each other. But now we can say, I believe it. It's there. It's happening. And it's amazing. It's amazing. Wake up every day and say, I go to my work because it's literally my work. I'm going to open my cafe. I'm going to be happy to receive the people. I love people. I love to talk to people and know their stories. I love to, know each other. And that connection you do with when you have a shop, it's amazing because you make friends. And then they came over again and they say, hi, how are you? The same thing of last week. And, make that connection with the customer is amazing. So, and also hear their stories. We have like a couple old people, they go every Friday and they sit in the same spot in there. And we are like, oh, we missed them the last Friday. What? And when they come over, they're like, what happened? How are you? You make that connection with the customer. And we made it with the cafe.
So we're recording this on April 7th. Mm-hmm. You guys opened March 8th of 2025. So just a month ago. I'm sure it feels like a lot longer than that. Or maybe it feels like it's barely any time at all. I don't know. But when I bring up that date, March 8th, what do you remember most about that day? Like, what stands out?
Oh, I remember the previous night as our grand opening. We stayed like until 3 a.m. in the morning. Make everything ready for receive our people. But it's kind of like all the tire, all the stress, it's like it's going to the second place. We're going to open. It's kind of like it's happening. We are so excited. And when we finally open our doors, and like an hour later, we open at 8. An hour later, people start coming. And we didn't even, at that time, we don't have like enough money to advertising, So, because advertising is a plus too.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to finish our cafe, so we take some money from advertising and to make this happen. And this people start coming and order, and we are like crazy back in the kitchen, prepare everything. Oh gosh, like they make us like, it's like I don't know how to express this, but it's like you made it, and you made it right.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, I think, one of my most happy day of my life. I can say after my child, I can say that day is one of my happiest day.
My wife and I, we came in for lunch that day, and yeah, I mean, I was, it's kind of it's a small building in La Vista, and you guys are still very new. You have a good following on social media, but not massive. So I was like, there'll maybe be some people here out supporting, maybe like friends and family. And it was crowded. And I just watching more and more people come to the doors, I was just like, this is fantastic. I know how hard these guys have worked, and it's paying off. Like, people are recognizing it.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, just to see that as a customer, that's inspiring. So I want to talk to you about the future. I mean, you've worked so hard to get to this point, to have your cafe. Now you've got the cafe. As you look to the future and what Las Chilenas could be, what you want it to be, what do you see?
We actually, at the same time we working on the cafe, we work in another project. So the coffee shop is not the last thing that we're going to do. We have other project with our salsa pebre. We have other project with our bread. So
really,
yeah, we're working on it. The cafe is not our limit.
Mm-hmm.
We're going more. We want more, and I'm pretty sure you're going to hear from us here in a couple years.
Okay, fair enough. I won't put your feet to the fire and ask you, any specifics about it now, but it just gives people more reason to follow you, Las Chilenas, on social media, because you guys are a rocket ship. You're just going up and up. I mean, I can say it. My wife and I, we've placed orders from you, so we've reheated the empanadas at home. They're fantastic. But actually coming out to the cafe, which I should have mentioned off the top, it's off 84th and Giles, kind of in that little strip mall area. It's fantastic. It's a delightful shop. It's a fun space. And getting those empanadas and the sandwiches fresh,
it's worthy.
there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
So people, you've listened, you've heard the story, you know how hard that Zarina and her sister have worked. Now go out and see them. If you haven't had a Chilean empanada, you haven't had this type of empanada yet. You can't say, "Oh, I've had an empanada, I know what it is." It is something that is different, and it's something that needs to be experienced. So people, get out to 84th and Giles, go to Las Chilenas. Zarina, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the podcast today. This was an absolute joy to be able to hear your story and hear more about just this food.
Yeah, well, I invite everyone to. We have mote con huesillo. If you don't know that, you have to go and check it out. What is it? Because it's a surprise in there too. Come over. We're more than happy to receive you and whatever. If you have baby showers, work meetings, or whatever, or spot or coffee shop can hold in all of that. So thank you, Dan, for inviting me and invite Las Chilenas and let us share our story.
The pleasure was all mine. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Omaha, as always, thanks for eating with us.